Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle Kadarusman. I'm a children's author, and I'm so delighted to be able to talk to you about my first ever picture book, Room for More. And Room for More is set in the Australian bush. As you can tell by my accent, I am Australian and Canadian. And this book was inspired by the devastating bushfires that occurred in Australia in 2019. And after those fires, there was news reports of a lot of wildlife being able to shelter in wombat burrows. And while it's probably not likely that the wombats were actually welcoming other animals into their burrows, that's where my imagination went. So the themes of the story are science and nature, the environment. In this book, there is bushfires and also there is flooding, so climate disasters, but it is all written in an age-appropriate manner. I would say the ideal read aloud would be grades 1 to 3. It's illustrated beautifully by Maggie Zhang, and there's other social themes as well in the book, helping your friends, helping your neighbors. A more subtle theme that I hope to imbue through the story was welcoming refugees. And actually, the book is dedicated to all those who open their hearts, homes, and borders to those in need. Pajama Press published this in June 2022, and they've also produced a teaching guide, and that is available for download from their website, which is www.pajamapress.ca. You could just search for the title of the book and you'll be led to the teaching guide. I think I've covered it all. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a chance to read to your class. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, my name is Myriam Chery, and I am the illustrator of the children's book Where Do Your Feelings Live, written by Illustrator-in-Residence. It's a book about understanding our emotion and the complexity of our feelings. So in this story, each child experiences a negative emotion, and each emotion is represented by an animal. Now I will show you some images.
Ani Bojo, Indigenous Willie. Hi, my name is Willie, and I am a Métis woman from the Robinson-Huron Treaty Territory, also known as Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. And I'm here today to talk about my debut children's book, Together We Drum, Our Hearts Beat as One, authored by me, Willie Poll, and illustrated by Chief Ladybird. The story focuses on a young Indigenous girl who goes out into the forest looking for adventure. She soon comes across a monster. The monster represents the additional risks, obstacles, and barriers that young Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people face. She is soon joined by her matriarch ancestors and is able to overcome and defeat the darkness. The story is largely inspired by my own experiences working with young Indigenous women and the missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people epidemic that continues to affect Indigenous communities across Turtle Island. It's a story of empowerment and shows the resilience that Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people have, but shouldn't have to. The story was illustrated by Chief Ladybird. To a child, the imagery is soft and colorful, and to an adult, you'll see so many hidden layers of MMIWG2S imagery and symbolism, from the red dresses to the Highway of Tears. I knew from the moment that Chief Ladybird came on board that we were going to create something super beautiful, and I'm so grateful for her. I couldn't have imagined this story coming to life in any other way. The story is my love letter to the matriarchs who came before me and to the future matriarchs who are paving the way. The story initially came to me as a dream at the time I was teaching in Honeyguatine First Nation in British Columbia. I went on a road trip and I'd driven a portion of the Highway of Tears for the first time. I did that drive with a young, visibly Indigenous woman with me. I watched sign after sign of women gone. Missing women some families hadn't had answered for years. Missing women who were as young as 13. I felt sick. Shortly after that, I had a dream where I was looking into a still lake and hundreds of women in red dresses were standing behind me. I woke up and immediately wrote this story. I knew I wanted to share it with the world, and I knew I wanted Indigenous kids to have it. I wanted a story that shows the power of connecting to your culture, and that even if you don't carry your language, your traditions, or know where you're from, that your ancestors are always with you. I see young Indigenous kids do incredible things every day, and my hope is that they read this story and feel empowered to take up space, have their voice heard, and know that they'll never walk alone. My goal is that you use this book to inspire all children to help create a better future and introduce a strong respect for Indigenous people and cultures at a young age, while also planting seeds to help dismantle the patriarchal society we live in and take action to end gender-based violence. I believe in arming our young people with as much knowledge and inspiration as we can, and I hope that this story can be a small part of that. I think the story can teach many things. The book can be a starting point to show not only Indigenous resilience and the racism that Indigenous people have and continue to face, but also show the beauty of Indigenous cultures and the strength Indigenous people have. The story is a celebration of ancestral connection, and I think that you can do many things with this, from having students explore their own ancestry and the strong matriarchs in their family line, or looking at the use of the drum in the story and the power of people coming together to make change. The story can be used to teach kindness and the need to support one another through hard times. It can teach resilience and the power of adversity, and it can of course speak to how some people will face different challenges in their life based on things like gender or race. I encourage educators to meet students where they're at, as I truly feel the story can be used for all grades and ages, and I'd love to see older students explore more into the MMIWG2S epidemic and the complex social issues surrounding it. But I'd also love for young ones to see how powerful Indigenous people are and for it to be a starting point to understand Indigenous cultures. There is a lesson plan resource coming soon to pair with the story, but I'm really looking forward to seeing the creative ways that you use the book in your classrooms. Chi miigwech, thank you so much, and I hope you love the story as much as I do.